doing yoga. Yay! I have Yoga for Dummies. It has Pilates for Dummies too. I'm not selling the DVD, just telling you that that's the level I'm at. So if you don't know, I'm from Just 2020, and I'm helping you get your shit together. And as you can see, I need to get some of my shit together because the Christmas tree's still up. But we don't judge, right? We just simply say that it's time to get my shit together. And I'm probably feeling like a 10, 20 years behind schedule, but today is the first day that I'm going to make a difference on something new again. So I do actually like yoga. Has enough to buy a yoga mat and a DVD. And now I have yoga pants and actually do yoga. Isn't that crazy, silly fun? I don't have great skill and strength. I have an injury in my neck, so I have limited capabilities. But I still try, and I still do something. So the Yoga for Dummies was just to show me if I could do it and to learn, because I've never been to a yoga class. I've never signed up for any of that. I've never done a lot of things that I would like to do. I am actually fairly, flexible. I was going to say stretchy, but no, flexible. So I am actually flexible. And so that helps a lot. But the instructor on here says you don't really have to be great and flexible. You don't have to be fantastic at it. It's not a religion. It's not a perfect thing. It's about practice. It's called a yoga practice. And so it's basically stretching with adding breathing in. Pardon me. I don't have the great equipment. I don't have all the fantastic, I don't have to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what level of fitness I'm at to do yoga. I'll do what I can, start off slow, learn what I can. I've had it for probably a year. So I have done yoga. I stopped in the summertime because I had a procedure that kind of knocked me off my feet. And it surprised me and I didn't expect it. So I'm getting back on board right now. I'm not great at it, but it feels good to stretch. It feels good to get some exercise. And even though I don't do a lot, I mean, I even consider housework yoga an exercise, right? So I'm starting all over again because of my health issue and all the things going on. And so it's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to learn. It's okay to not do it right every day and not do it perfect and not do a whole bunch. Because, I mean, I didn't get to be this age with just all of a sudden doing everything and then being perfect right off the bat. I've had to learn along the way. If you thought that way about everything, then you would have never learned to walk or talk. Because the first time you learned to walk, you weren't perfect at it. You fell down lots. You were slow. You were scared. You were worried. It wasn't easy. But kids are really resilient and they're amazing and they learn. And they do a great job. And look at you now. You can walk and maybe chew bubble gum together, and talk or multitask. So maybe all you need to do is just go for a nice walk. 1 block one day, 1 block every day for a few months until you get good at it. I go walk on my treadmill when the weather's crappy. I don't like the cold in winter, so if it's rainy or crappy, really cold, windy, I am not going to go out there if I don't have to. I actually have a treadmill and I go on it. I bought a cheap one. You can see that video about exercise equipment. People are selling it now, so if you want to buy something, just you can find it online pretty cheap, probably. I don't think you have to be perfect and great at it, and you don't have to get discouraged if you don't do it every day or if it's difficult. I'm just stretching because I'm sore a lot, and I know that stretching helps strengthen muscles, helps get the blood flowing, so if you are sore, it does help, as long as you don't go overboard. And I know that it's good for my health, it's good for my balance, it's good for my mind. It does a lot for you when you take time to take care of yourself. It does a really good number on your health in a positive way and in your mindset, because you know you're a priority. You matter just as much as that load of laundry that's got to get done, and you matter just as much as that boss who's yelling at you to hurry up and get your work done. You know, you matter just as much, so you've got to take some time for you. And I think exercise is a great self-care way, and a great way to help yourself feel better. And with depression, they say exercise helps a lot, helps you feel better and happier. And there's a lot of there's a lot of great things about exercise. I was teased as a little kid about being overweight, and so I was never part of those groups for a long time. My parents didn't have a lot of money, so we didn't get to go and do all of those classes and teachings and groups that everybody else did. I got to be in a few, some of the church groups and some of the things that were free, which was awesome. I still enjoyed that, and I look back and think I did have it pretty good compared to a lot of people that, you know, and you hear stories of. I had great parents and a great family life, but I didn't realize that I could play sports until probably 10 years old. We played games at home and stuff, but I didn't realize I was actually okay at it until I got playing soccer, and I actually did pretty good. And we did high jump in phys ed class when I was 12, and I did really well. And there were some jerks who were like, "You're cheating," and I'm kind of like, you jump and you either hit the pole or you don't. How do you cheat? I'm starting at the start line, running up and jumping over, and I did really well. And I was amazed that I had these skills, but if I hadn't given myself a chance to try and to do it, I never would have known. In high school, we did the uneven bars, and I did well. I had no clue how to do any of those gymnastics things before, but some of the gymnastics stuff in grade school, I did actually pretty good, which was really awesome, cool. And I did some sports that was pretty good, and I had a lot of fun. So when in high school we had phys ed class, and I was kind of in the middle, and then we had the gymnastics class, and I did quite well. I was amazed that I could pick up those skills and actually do some of that stuff, and I felt empowered. And I wish I had learnt that power a lot sooner and had it more chances and more opportunities to feel it more. That's why I do understand why kids doing sports is a great thing, to give them that opportunity, and those extracurriculars, give them a chance to see what they excel at and see what they can really be good at, and grow their pride and strength. So as an adult, I went to karate. I had my niece and I had a friend from work, and we went to karate. And then I had fun with it. And I was in a class with a bunch of kids and a couple adults, and I had fun. You know, I was kind of a role model for these kids, but yet I was still playing when having fun. And it was like, these kids could be mean, you know? It's karate, hello. And I didn't go really far with it because I ended up with the injury. So I got a few belts in, and then I got injured and I had to stop, which kind of really bums me out because I was just starting to love doing sports and doing, getting back into being healthy and strength and doing the fun things. And so just because you weren't good at all sorts of stuff once upon a time, or nobody ever gave you the chance to do it, doesn't mean that you can't do it, that you can't learn it at any age. I'm learning yoga in my 40s. I learned to rollerblade in my 30s. I was in high school when I actually learned how to stop on ice skates. And we played ringette and I was pretty good at it. So I was actually pretty athletic for not really having any training and not knowing. I wasn't the best on the team. I probably was maybe in the middle. I wasn't the worst. Fantastic. You know, I excel at some school things, and I really still am geographically challenged. So people kind of get really annoyed with me when I'm driving or get lost or ask a ton of questions of, which way did we come from when we came in this parking lot? How do I get back home? Where are we heading? Yeah. But have patience with me, have patience with yourself. It doesn't mean that I give up and say, oh, I'm never going to know anything geography and I always get lost, so I'm never going to try. I still challenge myself. I still practice. I still try to learn those skills, even though you can spin me around 5 times in a parking lot and I'll be like, what? But I'm going to keep trying to get better at those things, or at least if I think I got it right, I can ask, which is smart to ask, but on the other hand, I can quit second judging myself and getting scared that I know nothing. So with exercise, I don't have to be the all or nothing person. Just because I did okay before doesn't mean I'm going to be perfect at it now. It doesn't mean that I have to give up because I stopped for health reasons. I have to get going again for health reasons, because getting some exercise is healthy. It's good for you. It's necessary. I'm never going to be fantastic, and I don't care. I'm not, I'm trying to make myself feel healthier and feel better, and you should too. So I really hope that you aren't sick of listening to me talking about this, but I hope you give yourself a chance. And I hope you learn to be happy with the body that you have and the strengths that you have, because if you don't give yourself a chance, you're never going to know what those strengths are. And maybe you were great at something before, but you're not as good at it now. You don't have to be hating on yourself because you're not as good as you used to be. Life changes and things happen, and maybe where you are now is still better than what a lot of other people are facing. And I know that doesn't always feel great when you're in the middle of depression or frustration or out of shape or dealing and struggling with a lot of issues, but just getting some exercise and accepting that you are where you are. You didn't get there overnight, so you're not going to fix it overnight. And just giving yourself that opportunity to say, yes, I want to be healthier, and I'm going to do something every day to be healthier, whether it's exercising a couple days a week and making sure I get my sleep and drinking water instead of pop, or making sure I have a healthy meal more often, or I give my kids a hug because we all need a hug. And it's whatever is going to work for you, and then just do more of that. Do more of what's going to help you be healthier. Do more of the house cleaning that you're really not fond of, but doing it smarter and easier. Doing some of the exercising that's going to work for you. So no, I'm not going to go run the 5K, but I did walk a 5K, foam fast, And it was so fun because I had family and friends that we just went and walked it. There's amazing stuff that you never realized that you could do, because I thought a 5K is that's just too much, And actually, it was a few hours of fun that we just went and walked and had a great time and had a lot of good laughs, because it had lots of soapy foam. It was fantastic, and we had a blast, and we got dirty because there was mud too. But we had fun. We walked a lot of it, and we pushed ourselves a little bit past our comfort zones, and we did a lot of the obstacles. But if there was something that you didn't think you could do or you were afraid to do, then you could go around it. You could skip it. It wasn't a big deal, and nobody judged each other, and we had a lot of fun. And sometimes there was a few people that kind of got stuck in the middle and got scared, and we helped each other out, and they were strangers, and we had a blast, and we met a lot of people and had a lot of fun. The younger ones, my niece and her husband, they were through it in no time, and then her husband went through it a second time. And so if they went through it half an hour and it took us 2 hours, well, nobody judged. We just had a lot of fun, and we were actually in the video having fun, and the pictures of it online. So it's actually we're so famous, yeah. But we had a blast, and we did silly stuff and different stuff, and faced some of our fears, and let some of our fears say, nah, that's a little too much for me. And it's okay. There's no judgment, but we had fun. So you don't have to make exercise so rigid or so uncomfortable or something that you dread or hate. You can turn it into a family walk, or you can turn it into an event of some sort, or you can turn it into, this is my time, so don't bug me. And just take a few minutes, even if it's just 5 minutes to do a little stretching, 5 minutes to go for a walk, 5 minutes to, do those weights if you're at that, strength training, or you want to strengthen something. I'm definitely no fitness guru, so it's great to talk to other people and see what works for them, and talk to your doctor to see what's a good idea for you to do. There's ways to adjust. So this yoga that I'm sitting on the mat, you can grab a chair and do it, so you're not so stuck on the floor and can't get back up. There are people that I know that can't do push-ups, so you can do a push-up against a wall. You're still strengthening and using those muscles. And I'm not judging them for not being able to do a push-up, because, I'm not able to do sit-ups now with my neck. And my tailbone actually used to crack on the floor when we did them in high school. So that should have shown me something was wrong back then. Scoliosis. Yeah. But, so it just, I have a sister who can't touch her toes. And it's not because she's, a bad person or isn't trying. She physically just was never able to touch her toes. She has arthritis in her tailbone, in her back. And she physically just can't touch her toes. It's not something to be judged about. And, this sister couldn't do it in high school. And one of her daughters can't do it. It's just genetic. It's just the way it is. No judgment. You have to realize that you are made the way you are made, and you're in the circumstances you're in right now, but it doesn't mean that you can't make it just a little bit better each day. So take 5 minutes and do something that you want to do for you. Reading that book over there would be great. Going for a walk and getting some exercise would be great. Going to bed early so you can get enough sleep is great. Having an extra glass of water. Whatever you gotta do to be healthier. Have a nice bath. Relax. Turn off all those phone notifications so work can wait till tomorrow. Just give yourself some peace of mind and some healthier times and a healthier, happier day. And if you found this helpful and you want to be supportive or have somebody to talk to and support you, you can always leave a comment. You can follow YouTube, podcasts, Instagram, and on just2020.com, where I blog every day almost except for Sundays. And I kind of missed everything yesterday because I wasn't feeling good. So more on that. That was those Botox needles that I got. I've had a few days of feeling pretty awful. But I hopefully have helped you reconsider exercise and reconsider just your healthier habits. That it doesn't have to be that big, great New Year's resolution. Maybe it'll just be something small that you can do a couple times a week, whenever you think about it each day. Whatever's going to work for you. So hopefully happy justing. Get your shit together, because I'm working on getting my shit together. Time for yoga. Eek! You don't want to see that.